After many months of going back and forth, I think it's time, everyone. Time to start revisiting and refreshing some of my older guides. And to start, one I really didn't think I'd be beginning with, but it's still appropriate as it's one of the first videos I ever made when I started out. Beards mods. The concept is simple. I'm just gonna fire through the mods I use in 2022 because they're not all the same as they were back then. And heck, like the noob that I was, I didn't even pin any of the ones I was using back then. Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty bad oversight on my part, folks, and I will not be making that mistake again. But the start's the big one. The one that always gets brought up and asked about. Insights. And let's just start out by saying the easier question would be, what does insight not do? If you know what I mean. And if you couldn't guess by the title, this mod makes its name by being an up-to-date version of Show Me, which is why we use this nowadays. And if you've been following along, you know that I use this as an information dump. Information on food, and just about information on anything else. And by anything, I kinda mean anything, everybody. As long as you have Insight installed, you're gonna have more information than you ever have bloody seen. And that's a good thing. Information is key in this game. It's why this channel exists, and it's why I use this mod. You want to know damages? Great. Durability? Great. You want to know exact times and segments that things are going to rot? Great. Know what things are going to be traded to the Pig King and what you're going to get? Awesome. Weighted, speeds, you name it, information on mods, you got it. Look, if I get damaged, I know I'm going to age by 20 years. Mouse over trees anywhere you please, and you're gonna know the next growth stage. Mouse over a frickin' bee, for Pete's sake, and you can see how many flowers it has pollinated before it goes back to its hive. And you want to know how many mobs are actually in their nest? You can know that with Insight as well. But here's the thing, folks. If you allow it, Insight can do far more than give you information. You want a bunch of circles around any mob you're fighting to show what their attack range is? Go for it. You want all the indicators in the world, be it you're playing Wendy and want to find toys, you're just hunting, you are even down in the ancient archive and the game will literally tell you how to solve the puzzle, or you want to know where claws might spawn in a certain biome? Go for it. This mod can give you all the indicators in the world. Some other highlights would be if you activate the portal information configuration, every single sinkhole and or wormhole will be colored so you know which one leads to which. I personally turn off world data, but you can turn it on if you want to know when waves are coming, when bosses are spawning, even when earthquakes are going to start, you name it. And again, if you want to know information about when things are going to be progressing through growth, those are also options available to you. Folks, this is no exaggeration. Insight here does practically everything. And heck, before the new crafting UI changes, we were even able to click on this little blueprint whenever we were crafting anything, and it would immediately take us to the wiki entry of whatever the thing was. That's how good this mod is. But even though I said it practically does everything, it doesn't actually do everything. So hello, even more information with Combined Status. Now, Combined Status here is a returning mod, because let's face it, it's bloody freaking amazing, and with 5 million plus subscribers, yeah, I think we can all agree with that statement. And it's those 5,240,495 subscribers that are gonna not keep us here all that long. Because here's what all the information in the top right is gonna look like without Combined Status. And here it is with it on, everybody, at least with how I have it configured. I have clocks showing me how long days, dusk, nights are. I have clocks showing me how long each season is and what season we're in. We have more information about the actual numbers of our stats. We have naughtiness showing, but that's only because Insight is on, mind you. Temperature, wetness, and heck, you can even have it to where the current moon cycle is shown at all times during dusk or only at night. It's all there for you. That and then some, of course. You can turn off things in the caves. You can have the log meter on if you're playing Woody specifically. You can increase the size of all these. You can make all the information more compact if that pleases your UI experience. It's all here in the configuration menus, folks, so play around with it. So to continue here, we've had one new mod, one old returning mod. Now it's time for a mod that back when I made some of these early videos, people told me to get, and I never did up until a few months ago. Craft pots. Why did it take me so long to download this mod? I have no idea. Maybe I was just more stubborn back in the day. But thank goodness I turned it around because I really like this thing. Even if it only gives us literally 3 configuration options. But trust me, for such a simple mod, it's one of the best ones out there. And it's at play pretty much immediately without any ingredients even in a crockpot. It's simple, everybody. Just imagine a cookbook without having to open a cookbook. Every food in this game, including modded food, mind you, is gonna show up in this list, and they're gonna give you a basic recipe to make it straight away. And heck, they even filter it with Warley's recipes too, as you can see. But the filters truly start kicking into play the moment we start tossing things into a crock pot. I put a potato, boom. The game thinks, oh, okay, you're going for a potato recipe. Here are the main potato recipes. I put in the twig, then the game's like, oh, you must be going for spiral tubers because there's a twig and a potato, right? But there's also some other twig recipes, so maybe you just made a mistake. Here they are. But I will say, if you're still learning the recipes, it will tell you the limits of what you can't use, which is great, and it will even give you the stats. It's a phenomenal quality of life mod. You should get it a lot faster than me. Especially when there's a lot of dang recipes in this game nowadays, with likely more to come. But I should just say that there's a lot of everything in this game nowadays. And as a content creator for this game, I sometimes really need to know and get to and spawn in and do pretty much everything I need to with all those things at any given time. So enter too many items plus. Once again, it's one that doesn't really have a lot of configuration, but then again, it's not really one you should be using in day-to-day gameplay. Because here's the thing about this. It's all about opening the console command without having to open the console. Say you're out and about and for no reason at all, you want to spawn 10 ancient guardians on top of your head. Sure, go for it. Why not? You realize your mistake and you want to go ahead and delete all those ancient guardians. Or just delete whatever the bloody heck you wish. Go right ahead. You have that option. You want to be super fast or super slow? Go right ahead. Skip 20 days, jump to summer, jump to spring, jump to winter, jump to autumn. Go ahead. Continuously spawn in some of the best weapons in the game, best armor in the game, you name it. Turn on God mode, turn off God mode, turn on one-hit kill mode, turn off one-hit kill mode, a process that has gotten Beard in trouble a couple times over the years, but who cares? It's all entertainment. You want to hit Blue Stage 3 as Wormwood immediately? Go right ahead. You want to transform into any of your were forms immediately? Go for it. You want to upgrade Abigail to level 3 immediately? Go right ahead. You want any of the event-related things from, I don't know, Gorge, something that hasn't been in the game for ages? Go right ahead, because they're still in the flipping game for Pete's sake. Like I said, this is just the console without having to open the console, everybody. So just like how Inside was able to do everything, let's just say that this mod is able to kind of do everything. So please use at your own risk. I use it because it helps me make content for you. But as you can see, that could easily mess up your own gameplay experience. So if you don't want that to happen, don't frickin' use the mod. But here's one that I think most should use, and I think most agree. Geometric placements. This is going to be one that you're going to have to download and really tweak to your liking yourself. That is what all these configuration options are here for. How to open the thing, how to use the thing, how big it is, the colors of it for Pete's sake, it's all here. do it to your liking. Folks, the explanation does not get any easier. Geometric placement allows for symmetrical building. Gives you a grid, boom, I know that's in the middle of that tile. Many buildings in this game have their own area around them where things can't be built, you say. Okay, geometric placement is actually going to tell us that, so I know if I start moving towards the green, oh my, look at that! I can build in the green, but I can't build in the red. Oh look, that seed's blocking me. Okay, let's move a little over here. Now I know I'm in the green. Oh, looky, 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 everybody. That's why this mod is so good, even if you're not really a base builder. And while we saw that there are configuration options outside of a world, we can literally adjust this on the fly. The color, the size, we can turn it on and off fully if we wish, all sorts of other grid changes. It's all here for you. Use it. But with that, and after all we've discussed, comes a lightning round of sorts. Mods that I still use here and there, but mods you don't really have to have. Now, Snappy Tiles here kind of flirts with that, everybody. It's a really good have, but it's not a must-have. It's for any farmers out there that really take this seriously. Because here's the thing, everybody. We can change how many plots we can get in one quadrant to help optimize how much we are farming and how well we can get our output. The thing is, we can also kind of just simplify it or kind of make it really simplified or weird with hexagons and all that stuff. It's not necessary if you know how many you can get in a quadrant. You know what I mean? If you know that you can get 9 tiles in one quadrant, you don't really need this thing to help you do it. But it does stop any hair pulling, because now you know exactly where to till. That is where this thing gets brownie points. Now you want one that's definitely not needed, but could be kind of fun? Zoom Plus. I use it personally, but there are a lot of camera mods out there. Ones to snap to certain views, better aerial views, you name it. Me personally, I use Zoom Plus simply because I have a free spinning mouse wheel. So I can zoom in and out very quickly by just free spinning my own mouse wheel. That is why I use Zoom Plus, but you do you. So let's move on to a fan favorite. The one that I could not stop getting comments about many years ago, Simple Health Bar DST. Now, this is the old version. The version that I still use on occasion. But nowadays, there are 10 plus fold more people using the Simple Health Bar DST mod that's a little more up to date. It's up to you which one you choose. Me personally, I still just use the one with just hearts. Gesture Wheel also makes a return from all those years ago, everybody, as I still do indeed use it. And it's very simple, so I don't think I need to show you any gameplay for it, but maybe I will. You press a hotkey of your choice, all the emotes come up, even emotes from like Winter's Feast and all that stuff, and then your character performs them when you mouse over them. It is indeed that simple. But here's one that I have had downloaded for a long time. You just don't see it in my YouTube content. Status announcements. Status announcements, everybody, is perfect for when you're playing with a group, because you can literally tell them how your status is. Be it what's in your inventory, like say I have 69 salt crystals, nice, didn't plan that, but still nice. Or I have 20 fossil fragments, or maybe I'm wearing a miner's hat with this amount of durability, and you can even tell them, you know, if you're hungry, if you're at max sanity, maybe you're at low health, you can tell them how many days left are in autumn, you can tell them, you know, anything, pretty much, temperature, naughtiness, I don't think you can do naughtiness, but you can do temperature, that's kind of nice. It's interesting, I like it, but again, it's really only for when you're playing with more people. But last, however, certainly not least, Setpiece Configuration revisited, everybody. Now, there are a lot of map mods out there. Mods that can make it to where you can change your map very dramatically. More specifically, do your map. If you want complete control over your world, as in like this biome here, this biome, this size, this connected to that, this set piece in this biome, and this amount of this set piece, this is the one you are looking for. But the reason why I personally use Setpiece Configuration, even when I'm making new worlds for my streams, is that it keeps things random. You can make it to where it's not really random. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you can literally turn on that you want a guaranteed Tallbird Fortress, Hound Fortress, Pig Guard areas, Living Forest, Queen's Gathering, you name it. But if you configure Setpiece Configuration Revisited before you ever go into actually generating the world, you can still keep things fresh without literally turning your world into the best world ever flippin' made. That's my reasoning. Again, you do you, which is exactly why I'm going to leave a link to both of these mods. And in case you have no idea what these mods are supposed to do yet, again, configure them before you start making a world, turn them on before you generate a world, and you're going to have more set pieces in your world to help spice up your gameplay. But folks, there you have it, the mods that Beard uses in 2022. Now, is that every mod that I ever have had downloaded? No. I have character mods, I have complete overhaul mods, you name it. But for the most part, what you saw here today were the ones that I use on a daily basis for making content and even just playing the game. It's an updated list with plenty of old favorites returning, but a lot of upgraded mods are here to stay. Now, I wasn't a full-blown YouTuber when I made this mod video here all them years ago, but I was about 2 weeks shy of becoming one. So I am very happy to begin a new journey on refreshing some old content by revisiting one of my earliest videos of all time. Thank you for watching, folks. Well wishes to all. I hope this helps some of you out there, especially those in the future, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.